I came here with the interest of learning how to utilize circles more effectively, and I have learned a lot about different types of circles and ways of speaking in a circle and restorative practices, and I really appreciate that. I plan to gather my family together and dance and talk in circles on a regular basis, and I also am interested in introducing this concept to mothers at our parish and other parishes throughout the Sacramento area.
I serve as a permanent deacon in the Diocese of Sacramento here in California. I've been working generally in restorative justice or fields related to that for about 18 years, directly as a prison chaplain. Prior to that, also in some youth development areas as well. I've really enjoyed learning the restorative practices aspects that we've been studying here and practicing because it relates to a lot of the work that we've already done in similar kinds of circles, but gives us some direction and focus so that we can move forward, see where we can improve some areas, use circles in new ways, and also involve more of the whole community, not only with the offenders that we work with, incarcerated and on reentry, but also working with victims so that the community can be healed as a whole, all of us working together.
I am currently the Victim Assistance Coordinator for the Diocese of San Diego. As a restorative justice practitioner, this whole training has been a really good broadening of the concept of restorative practices versus just restorative justice, which has been really good. It's allowed me to be able to hone some of my skills. I do hope to apply what I'm learning in my new job, helping victims of clerical sexual abuse in particular, possibly in circles, getting input, finding ways to support them better.
I'm part of the Restorative Justice learning programs in San Francisco County. I live in San Mateo County in Foster City. This is my part two of my second training on the restorative justice practices. I work with adolescent youth teenagers in Davis, California, and this course actually just brightened my horizon, so I'm ready to tackle the next challenge.
I volunteer at Folsom State Prison and California State Prison in the Bridges to Life program there. And I also work at Mother Teresa's maternity home, and it's a maternity home for the disadvantaged women and their babies once they have their babies. And I can use these restorative practices at work and in my volunteer jobs, and also with myself and with my family, and I would like to take these concepts out to the world.
I just completed 23 years of incarceration. I am a survivor of domestic violence. My son was murdered by my ex-husband as I was attempting to leave a domestic violence situation. I have spent the last 13 years working with restorative justice to educate people on the effects of domestic violence and how restorative justice can play a role in the process, as well as restorative practices. I learned in the circle and working with the group this last 4 days about how to change the conversation and meet the people where they're at, giving everybody an opportunity to have a role in the process, not just the offender and the victim. I understand that with this new tool that I'll be able to help several other people in the process, working with conflicts, big or small, especially when dealing with domestic violence situations. Victims tend to believe that there's nobody there to help, and this is an arena that can assist in that process and create some healing.
I was born and raised in San Francisco. I come from immigrant parents that are from Nicaragua, and my brother Giovanni Alvarez, he was murdered 2 years ago in San Francisco due to violence. And I've his murder has motivated me to try my best to help others while healing myself as well. And the restorative practice training has taught me that communication is the key to any relationship, whether it be your friends, significant other, or building strong communities. And I intend to apply that in my daily life, in my family, and in the community.
I work at Homeless Prenatal. I also lost my brother 2 years ago due to violence, and I took this 4-day training to gain my skills to work with the community. And also the one thing that I really liked and learned about this training was about circles and how to use the circle concept in a group setting. And I would like to hopefully in the future do that at Homeless Prenatal Program to educate and teach some skills that I learned here at with our community.
I served 36 years in prison. I've been home almost a year, June 11th. I'm excited about doing restorative justice, and I was really excited when Julio called me to take the restorative justice practices class. I'm learning how to give back to the community, and I feel that giving back will completely give me a sense of more freedom than I've ever had before, because I'm giving back to the community that I harmed. So I'm very appreciative of this class.
Hi, my name is Delia Gennario. I'm the Survivor Restoration Director for the Sheriff's Department, and I've been doing restorative justice for approximately 25 years now. And for me, this training has made a huge impact on me, because what I need in this field is to remember that as someone that's doing the work with others, that I continually need to learn new tools and information to continue with all the changes and the growth that's been happening in the field. It's really important as a director, a facilitator, someone who works with both offenders and survivors, that we continually take care of ourselves. So what I'm really taking away from the training is personal healing, continued healing, because I'm a firm believer that if I don't remain a client and a student of others, that I will not be able to support my clients or students in the future of learning how to use the practices of restorative justice.
My name is Hilda from Kenya. I lost my father to suicide when I was young, and his death has never been discussed in the family, and there has been a lot of tension and conflict within the family. And I've also worked with a lot of youths during Kenya's post-election violence, where 1,300 people died and many others got injured. I was actively involved in solving conflicts amongst the youths from different tribes. I have taken a 4-day training about conflict resolution, and it has equipped me with effective tools that I'm going to use to solve conflicts within myself, our family, and the youth that I'm going to work with.
I'm devoted to restorative practices. I've learned a lot this last 4 days about the nuances, the difference between doing a more informal circle and doing a formal conference. It's been really helpful to have Beth tell us how to do these things. One of the things that kind of surprised me, because I've always tried to be very natural when I'm doing a circle, and she said when you're doing a formal conference, you really need to detach yourself so that the participants connect with each other rather than with you. So that was a really important learning for me in the last few days. And if you get a chance to take this course, these 4 days, I really recommend it. It's great, and it's even fun. And they're wonderful people that you'll meet.
My name is Yvette, and I work with Justice Involved Youth in San Francisco. I think the most exciting thing I learned during this past 4-day training is how to hold restorative justice conferences. I think at my work site, we've been trying to find a way to resolve issues that come about with the youth. and we've been grasping for the right way to do it. And I think I finally have a structure that works for us that will actually help us resolve the issues, so bring a resolution and have many different parties involved in making that happen. The other lesson that I learned through this training was a new way to convey positive communication techniques to use with our youth, and I'm eager to share them with our volunteers who work inside of Juvenile Hall. So I'm really excited that with the help of all of my fellow students in this training, we'll be able to multiply the benefits of restorative practices.
I'm a restorative justice advocate, and what I've learned from the facilitators training is that once you bring the offender and victim together in a structured, semi-structured environment, you can really start the healing on the point. What I plan to take away from this training as I go back into the community are those very elements of how to bring an offender, victim together in one space so society as a whole can become better and society can start healing.
Hello, my name is Teddy T. I work for Health Right 360. I'm a substance use disorder counselor 1, and the reason I took this training is so I can learn different ways that we can bring a balance into abstinence and harm reduction. What I learned from the training is that the importance of circles and how using a circle can bring the community, the victim, and the offender together to make a wholesome process and make it a better thing.
I lost my brother 2 years ago in 2017, and what I learned from this training, it's a lot, and one of them is about the conflicts, how to deal with my family issues, with my friends, with my own feelings, and I really want to take this to the community.
I work for Golden Gate for Seniors. I've taken this training for several reasons. One, being a survivor of my brother being murdered. Two, being the field that I work in. It has allowed me linkage to restore, repair, and heal. And with that, I'm going to take that back to my workplace, to my community, connecting the victims and the community and the offenders together as one.
And I work with the San Francisco County Jail as a facilitator and case manager. I took this particular training because I needed the tools to work effectively with the healing process with the inmates as well as my community.
I'm a fourth-year political science major, criminal justice minor on the pre-law track at Hampton University. I am currently an intern at Community Works, directly working in the pods at all San Francisco County jails and prisons, working on restorative justice as well as violence prevention. This training, I've learned so much about conflict resolution, healing, and the effectiveness of talking in circles. I want to apply that back in my school at Hampton University in Virginia, as well as my home, as well as my current internship, and in law school and future plans.
Hi, my name is Leandra Jones-Bell. I work for Stepping Stone to Success. I do work in Folsom Prisons. I took the class because I want to incorporate restorative practice with my nonprofit. I also would like to do it as a re-entry. When the inmates come to my facility, they will get a one-stop shop. I would like to do harm reduction and allow the inmates to talk with the victim and allow them to come to peace and harmony in the community.
I work with the community in a nonprofit organization with Valley State Prison, located in Chowchilla, California. I took this training to help me gain more skills in how to run a conference in circles with the community and also with my own staff or co-workers at my place of employment. I believe that restorative practice is a very valuable asset that someone could gain to help others out in the community or groups to gain more knowledge and how to help each other out and heal when there's a crime or victims involved, and also with the offenders.
I'm a recent graduate of San Diego State University with a bachelor's in social work with an emphasis in community corrections case management. I do a lot of work with various populations in the community, students, underrepresented populations, minorities, where doing restorative justice forums and creating an avenue for healing is in great need. I came to this training so that I could expand those skills and continue my work in more populations, and I've learned in this training about the variant differences between restorative justice and restorative practices. And I'm amazed about the proactive preventativeness of restorative practices, and I see where coupling them with the restorative justice practices will also allow for greater healing and bring the community together, because it includes the community and the work that we're doing, not only for victims and offenders, but for students and other underrepresented populations. And so I look forward to taking these tools back in my various roles with the diocese, at the community college, and with programs at the universities in San Diego. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
I am a case manager for the San Francisco Sheriff's Department. I work specifically with veterans. I took this training to improve my skills in building relationships within the community. I'm going to apply the skills with the individuals that I work with at the San Francisco County Jail. I believe that these tools that we learned will be essential for community to restore the lives of the individuals who are currently incarcerated. My hope is to go back with the new tools that I've learned these few days at this training, so that I can continue to empower, heal, and restore, and provide a voice to those individuals. I would like to continue this work on a long-term scale. I like to also help others learn these tools, and I think that this training has done that for me.
I am a deacon in the San Francisco Archdiocese. I'm currently assigned to the Church of the Epiphany in San Francisco. I've been a member of Comunidad San Dimas for about 10 years now, and we work with the youth at the Juvenile Hall in San Francisco and San Mateo. I've taken the restorative practice training, and I've learned several things, and the first important part is that it is a process that is done before the harm is done, so it is very much a preventive measure, which is very important.
And I live in Sebastopol in Sonoma County in California. I have worked mostly in the social justice field for my most adult life, and I work with the seniors and women who are disadvantaged. I heard about the restorative justice leadership training at a conference in May 2019, and the last 3 days of this training has given me the tools that I can use to forgive myself, so that in turn I can also be able to forgive others. And I am hoping that I can take some of the skills that I have learned to build community among the seniors and the disadvantaged women that I work with, and use restorative practices in building the communities that I am working in. I would like to thank the Diocese of San Francisco for affording me this opportunity to be able to learn, and Mercy Sisters for making it possible for me to attend this meeting. And thank you so much, because restorative justice is something that we all need at personal and outside level. Thank you.